त्रिधैव गुणभेदतः प्रोच्यते गुणसंख्याने यथा वशृणुतान्यपि ज्ञानं कर्म च कर्ता च। Jnanam, that is the knowledge, that is the samskar, impressions, what we call vasanas, which are there in our unconscious mind. Actually, unconscious mind is made up of this jnanam only. Knowledge. Knowledge means all the impressions which we have, understanding which we have gathered from our past so many lifetimes. It leaves a strong impression. And based on that impression only we function in this world. If those impressions were not there, our functioning in this world will not be possible. We proceed from where we have left then. In our last life, whatever we have left, then we can continue from there. If the samskar was not there, then every time a person takes birth, he would have to start from zero only, from scratch. But that doesn't happen. We start from a particular level and then we proceed further. So this jnanam, then karma, the different types of action which is performed, propelled by this knowledge, and the karta. The karta is also the jnata also. The knower and the doer is same. Therefore Bhagavan is only talking about that one only, karta, which includes the jnata also, means the knower also. So he says this jnanam, karma and karta are of three types: sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. Tridhaiva guna bhedataha. Based on the three gunas, these are the three types. All of us, we are the knower and the doer. See, knowing and doing, becoming a knower and doer itself is like getting into the samsara. The Atma, the pure self, is neither the knower, nor the doer, nor the enjoyer. It is pure, that witness consciousness. But when it identifies with the mind, the intellect, it becomes the knower. And also through the mind, intellect and the sense organs, it performs action, so it becomes the doer. And then it also gets the result of whatever action is performed, then it becomes the enjoyer. So karta, bhokta and jnata, when that atma becomes, because of these conditionings, then it is called a jiva. Becomes limited, becomes bound. For example, you are comfortably sleeping in, let us say, in Delhi, and then you dream that you are in some other place. You are in the Himalayas climbing the mountain. So how are you climbing that mountain? Because your body is lying down there on the bed with a thick rajai also on top. So how are you climbing that mountain? The one who is climbing the mountain, the body which is climbing the mountain is a different body. The mind which is there, which is identified with that body and helping you to climb the mountain, is also a different mind. Mind of the dream. And the one who is experiencing that is also there, different in the dream. So a dream material was used to create the dream personality who is experiencing the dream world. But when you wake up, that personality dissolves and you find yourself at a different place. Similarly, that Atma, the pure self, what we are, is free from all this sense of doership, knowership and all those things. But identifying with the material of this world, the gunas, the prakriti, the pancha mahabhut, identifying with them, this Atma itself assumes the role of a doer, of a knower, of an enjoyer. So it's the one only, I only, who is the doer, who becomes the doer. I only becomes the knower, and I only becomes the enjoyer. If I remain as that pure witness, I become free of all the bondage created by this knowing, doing, and enjoying. So in the state of meditation, one comes to recognize oneself as the pure witness consciousness. But as long as we have this sense of doership, knowership, and enjoyership, we are bound to this samsara. Therefore, in order to bring about change and to transcend this, we have to transform this knower, transform this karma, and transform this jnana. How can one transform? They are made up of these three gunas. They are trigunatmika. So if one understands, we have certain control by which we can modify them, make them into, from tamasic we can make them rajasic, and from rajasic to sattvic. And then one can transcend them. Therefore, this whole topic is very important. And this knowledge of these three gunas are given in, again, Sankhya Yoga. So, prochate guna sankhyane yathava shrunu tanyapi. Bhagavan says it has been given in the science of guna, which is revealed by Kapila Muni. It's called Sankhya Darshan, which talks about these three gunas. Bhagavan says, I will tell you about it. Yathavash shrunu tanyapi. You listen very carefully. And once you listen, you will be able to understand where you stand, and you will be able to transform yourself and transcend this limitation. It's a very, very beautiful and scientifically revealed knowledge. So what are the three? Which Bhagavan says he will tell: Jnanam, Karma, and Karta. So are you ready for this 333? Okay. So first Bhagavan talks about knowledge, Jnanam. In order to change our, transform our life, we can transform the knowledge. Then that will help us to transform our own sense of I, and that will change also our response to the world. So once this jnana and karta and karma gets transformed, slowly and steadily one gains that purity, becomes more and more sattvic, and can transcend this limitation. So this first Bhagavan talks about this jnanam, knowledge, or the vision, or the samskar which we have. These are also of three types. And what are they? Let us chant the 20th verse, which talks about sattvic jnanam. Sarva bhuteshu enaikam bhavam avyayam ikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tadjnanam viddhi sattvikam sarva bhuteshu enaikam. So see, whatever knowledge which we have gathered from our past lives, which are there in the form of samskar in our unconscious mind. They are there, again they come up in the form of various types of emotions and all in our subconscious, and then finally they come as thoughts and emotions in our conscious mind also. So they are there. It's like a like the ocean, lots of water is there. But the same, then lot of current and all, and then you can see effect of it on the top of the ocean in the form of those waves. But compared to the thickness, the depth of that ocean, the waves are a little very thin layer on top. So the waves are like our conscious mind, thin layer on top. But the depth is our subconscious and the unconscious mind. It is so deep and it has got so much of samskar that it is capable of giving us countless births. This is only one birth which has come because of a little portion of our all this samskar. But it is capable of giving us countless births. For example, your dream. Suppose you have a dream today. Does it mean that all your dream seeing capacity is over? No. As long as you are alive, you can keep on dreaming. How many types of dream will come? Nobody can tell. Because that capacity is there, potential is there. Similarly, we have potential to take millions, infinite times birth actually, many times birth. Aneka janma. So this knowledge or samskar, how is it classified? Because it is very difficult to just classify them. How is it classified? See, this knowledge gives us a vision. Depending on your knowledge, depending on your samskar, you have a particular way of looking at the world. Knowledge gives vision, drishti, a vision. So, depending on what type of knowledge I have particular way of looking at this world. Looking at the world, looking at God, looking at myself. I keep telling you, the world view, God view, self view is determined by this knowledge. What I consider myself to be, that's a vision I have about myself. Then what I think about this world, whether the world is a playground, whether the world is a battlefield, whether the world is a marketplace, whether the world is my enemy's home, whether the world is my home. These are different visions are there, how we look at the world, how we look at people around, what is our concept of beings who are there around us. Do we feel that they are someone close to me, or they are my enemies, they are my friends? How do I look at beings around? Then how do I look at God? Whatever scriptures, what they say is immaterial. Each one of us, we have our own concept of God, an unknown figure, that he is somewhere up, he is looking at me. Bhagwan dekh rahe hai. Yeah? So we have our own idea about God. And then we have our own idea about who am I, what am I. We have our own vision about ourselves. Sometimes very low vision, that I am a miserable soul, miserable person, I have come here to suffer. मेरा क्या बताए आपको स्वामी जी, मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज. So that might be one way of looking at my own life. Miserable person. Or I might look at myself as a person who has all the capacity, I can achieve whatever I want, very confident and very bold, friendly, or loving, compassionate, or angry. So different way in which we might be looking at ourselves. That's our vision. Vision is not with our eyes, but that is how I look at myself, that is how I look at the world, and that is how I look at God. So this look, Bhagwan has classified into 3 categories: Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. If I want to changing or transforming my knowledge, is transforming my vision. Not by reading a lot of books. If my vision doesn't get transformed, then I have not learned anything. Vision, if it is transformed, then I am a transformed person. How I look at the world. So it's a very beautiful what Bhagavan has revealed. It's a great secret. He says, what is sattvic vision? He says, when we are able to see, not with our eyes, but with that vision of knowledge, vision of wisdom, when we are able to see sarva bhuteshu, that in all beings, when we are able to see there is some one factor which is common in all beings. Sarva bhuteshu ena jnanena ekam bhavam avyayam ikshate. When we are able to see one immutable what you call entity or immutable tattva, essence in all. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu, though all beings are physically appear to be separate, but this immutable factor is inseparable and it is disjointed and it is homogeneously present in all. When one is able to see this, gain this vision, then that vision is called sattvic. It's very important and interesting. And this vision, if a person gains, that person is a realized master only. It's not just about thinking, but that person has got this understanding, vision. See, when I look with ordinary understanding, everyone and everything appears to be different. That also Bhagavan will tell about the other vision of Rajasic and Tamasic. Everything seems to be different. To see difference is what you call, it might be more common. But to see that oneness, we require a special ability. To see that I am different and you are different, it doesn't require nuclear science. But to see that something in me and something in you is same, it requires a special vision. See, to understand, let us slowly, we will develop this thought. To understand that all of us are one, or something is common, that common factor should be subtler than us, something more sublime than us. Like for all of us here sitting here, as let us say from the standpoint of being Indian, all of us are same. Not only you, but all from all the states, all of us, there is that common factor being Bharatiya, being Indian, binds us all together. So whatever be our language, whatever be our background, whatever be our caste, our religion, all of us are Indian. So being an Indian is more pervasive, more binding, more sattvic vision. But still in that Indian, we have the feeling that I am Indian, that fellow is American, that is Chinese, and that is Pakistani. So what is common in all? Humanity. If we have the vision of humanity, it is more sattvic than having the vision of being an Indian. Then I am seeing all of humanity as one. I see in all of them, I have one common thread. I look at them with one vision. But that is about human being. What about animals? What about birds? What about plants? For that I require even subtler